Good morning. Another beautiful, beautiful day. As I look out, the sun is starting to come up sooner. It's lighter earlier. It'll be lighter later. Coming onto my season, getting closer and closer to spring. New beginnings. Are you ready for Are you ready for new beginnings? Oh boy, I got something in my throat. Must be these trees coming into bloom out here. Excuse me. You know, I woke this morning and I had these thoughts. I had a dream. I had quite a few dreams, but the last one I tend to go places in my dreams. I used to think they were just dreams, but now I know I visit. And and so I had this last dream and I knew there was a message in the dream. And now the message came out differently than I originally took it because I sat on it for a minute. And then I had a cup of strong coffee on my second cup now. But it changed the message. And the message was your knowing. You know, how many times have you had that sensation that you know? You know that you know. How many times have you heard that? But how many times have you felt that in you where you just knew? There's something pulling you back and you know, but you resist it. Yeah, that was the dream. And here we are. How many times do we allow ourselves to fight what we truly know, to resist what we know? And that knowing doesn't come from the ego, the mind. It comes from your soul, your heart. How many times do we resist? How many times have you resisted the opportunities that have been presented to you because a doubt, a fear, a worry of what somebody might think, say, or do? Your knowing. Yeah. This is a tool in which everyone comes equipped with. No one is different than the other. I say this often about all these things that we have available to us. And these are gifts. These are part of the tool package that we come equipped with. You have a knowing. It's your intuition. It comes from inside, lower, not the ego, not the brain. I woke to the last dream knowing that I know. I know how things will work. And so I woke with a great sense of confidence. There are, yes, of course, things that can alter those things, the dream. But it doesn't matter. It's trusting your knowing. It's trusting your intuition. It's trusting you. The more you start trusting that knowing, that intuition that you have inside you, the stronger it gets. And the more you can rely on it in a way that goes beyond anything that you can imagine. You just start trusting it. It's like you're tuning for, I can't find the word in my head quick enough. So I'll move on. You just know. So the more you become aware, the more you trust, the more you rely, the more you listen, the stronger it gets. The universe and God gives us these tools for a reason. And it's not to squander them. It's not to make light of them. It's not to ignore them. It is to use them. How many times do you sit there and you sit and say to yourself, I know, but yet you don't follow through with it because of doubt, because of fear. because of things we have learned on this journey that say, no, you can't do that. You have to have something concrete. You have to have something written that says you can or cannot do these things. There are many people out there that say that knowing thing that you call it, that intuition, you have to go to school, you have to get a degree in that. You have to be trained to use that. You have to have training to decipher. And no, you don't. It's there in you. The only thing you have to do is to access it, to become aware of it, to start relying on it, and start trusting you. And that's where the failures usually become the excuse why we don't. It's the trusting. It's the relying on you. I know that I know. There are certain things that come up in our lives, and you know. There are certain people that come into your life, and you know. There are certain things that you start doing, and you just know, oh, this is right. And the hairs on your arms, the hairs on the back of your neck start to rise, and everything inside you starts tingling because you know it's familiar without even knowing. You know, when I first started walking into this, well, actually, I knew I had this thing with my hands, and I knew that there was something about them that I could. And the more I started realizing, the more I started understanding, the more I started accepting, the stronger it got. And yet it gets stronger the more I activate, the more I use, the more I help others, it gets stronger. And you're no different. We all come equipped the same. But mostly what happens is that we don't access these things, these gifts, until we are almost in a panic mode, and you start in the middle of a crisis, call out, and you ask for any assistance. And then it happens, you get it, and then you go back to the ways in which you are most comfortable with. When I started finding out about this, being able to share energy, somebody that had my heart, somebody that still has my heart, their dog went into almost a seizure. Well, it was a seizure, and she just went out. And I was talking to them. And they, of course, respond in a normal fashion, which was panic, because their loved pet seemed as if it was dying. And only thing I could do was send energy quickly, but I reminded them of the process. And I had them put their hands on their pet's chest and up above their back. And I said, quiet, you have to quiet your soul, quiet yourself. And in the process of quieting, see the energy come through, up above, down through your head, into your hands, and through your pet, your loved one. And see the energy, healing energy coming through. Visualize the energy and see her coming back. It took a minute, first to calm her own energy. And then once the calminess came, The energy flowed. And it was just a few minutes later, she come back. You know, it's the little things. This wasn't a little thing, but it was looked at as kind of a little thing, an accident, a fluke, oh, this, whatever. But what it was little, it was a little miracle. I looked at it as a little miracle. And this situation is something that we every day have the ability to do. I watch, pets are very sensitive to energy. So I'm kind of sliding away from what I'm bringing you back now, the knowing. I was about to go off into energy healing, but the knowing. So when you are able and you can see these things, you start knowing that you have the ability. You have the gifts in you, but it's becoming aware and just knowing who you are, trusting who you are. You know, I know how things are going to line up. And I have a way to alter those things by my thoughts. And the thoughts can still, even to this day, come in and I can feel a sense of negativity. And they can alter my plans. They can alter what's going to happen. You see, what we think is what we make happen. So if you want to change your thoughts. Go there first. Your knowing. You have to start trusting your knowing, your intuition. It's a gift. This gift is given to everyone. Are you aware of it? Do you know how to access this? It's quieting yourself. Go within. There you'll find you. If any of this interests you, if it resonates, let me know. If it doesn't, that's okay. You can find me on Nicholas Gallardo Facebook, Twin Flame Journey on Facebook, Instagram, The Power of Love Heals. You can find me. And also those there, I do a lot of photos. I write some things. I share thoughts, written. I share some of the things I create. You can find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is The Power of Love Heals. There I do vlogs, videos. I also do readings. I do energy healings. I could do face-to-face here, or I can do them FaceTime. Find me on my website, powerofloveheals.com. So, be well, be love always. And until next time, stay awesome.